Well, I came directly from the Nature Finance Forum in Paris to here in West London to the giant exhibition hall. You can see the magnificent roof behind me at Olympia for the Innovation Zero World Congress, bringing together, I think, about 4,000 people involved on climate change, biodiversity and nature. Very clear spirit laid out right at the beginning by the moderator, saying that this is designed to galvanize collective action and to galvanize collaboration. And I would say in the 2 days here, that's what I've certainly felt. Galvanizing and reassuring and emboldening, given that there are many things which are so negative in this area. Rhiannon Marie Thomas, the co-chair of this conference, who's also the chief executive of the Green Finance Institute, made very clear you cannot weaken on your ambitions for 2050, the year 2050. But the climate ambition is, as she put it, faltering. Now is not the time to hesitate. That would be a great mistake. Let us challenge all our critics. And that's the spirit that's come out here. The trouble is the voices here are not as loud as those supporting the fossil fuel industry, and certainly those supporting what President Trump is trying to do to crush the spirit and the determination of those kind of people who are gathered here. Rachel Kite, who is the special government representative for the UK government on climate change. She's also a professor of politics at the Blavatnik School at Oxford University, a lot of experience in many areas, including at the World Bank. She said, we are falling away from our collective ambition from the Paris Agreement of 10 years ago. And that's a real challenge. It's a reality check as well. The problems and the politics are unpleasant, as she put it, but we've got to get round them and we've got to move forward. The UK government is completely joined up on this, even if there are differences. The challenge, though, everywhere around the world is the political class and leadership, and that's come through loud and clear. John Flint, the former chief executive of the giant bank HSBC, he's now chief executive of the UK Wealth Fund. He made a very important contribution, in my view, saying that the status quo will not get us where we need to go. There's got to be a new understanding of the risk and resilience. In other words, we've got to recalibrate, certainly something that we at Thinking the Unthinkable have been saying for several years. There are too many zombie orthodoxies. Orthodoxies have got to change. They won't get us to where we need to get to. There must be a new collective appetite for risk. But when it comes to both the science and the possibilities, Emily Shuckburgh, who's a British Antarctic Survey scientist, but she now runs the Cambridge Zero project, bringing together the whole of Cambridge University in the Cambridge Zero project. She said, yes, the planet is on fire, but the innovation community is also on fire, and that's what you get here, a feeling of enormous commitment and enormous determination and enormous ideas from small and medium enterprises, startups, and many of the people in the kiosk behind me, probably numbering about 4,000 people. Finally, we're in a very difficult time, but what came through very clearly is that both from the Department of Net Zero here in the British government, from Chris Stark, who's the head of mission there, from the CBI, from the Confederation of British Industry, from other organisations, both from the United Kingdom and right around the world, you've got to engage the public. They are a new power, a force to be harnessed. 80%, according to the polls, 80% of the public are deeply concerned about climate change and are desperately looking for new ways forward. They want to be told what to do. And if anything comes from this, which is not necessarily about money, it's about commitment, it's about how you mobilize the public through citizens' assemblies, getting their voices, because politics and politicians listen to those who are going to vote for them. And if the communities, the voters, are saying you've got to do something, regardless of everything else, the politicians are going to have to listen. So those are the kind of summaries that I wanted to give to you. National Grid, by the way, the British provider of basic electrical supplies, says very clearly, we are not building the grid of the past. We've got to develop new ways, completely new ways, of delivering electricity at the scale that is needed. But we've got to communicate, and that's what came through from Chris Stark from the Net Zero department. here in the United Kingdom. As I look at my notes, finally, this real sense that there are those out there who are backpedaling, yet there was evidence after evidence after evidence from the main stage and elsewhere that actually companies are committed. Many companies are committed. They realize the costs can be reduced, that efficiencies can increase, the growth can be improved, and in other words, the numbers look good from being sustainable and also with a commitment to sustainability. So those are what I wanted to share with you. Andrew Forrest from Australia, who runs the giant Fortescue mining operation, he says it's not just about net zero, it's about real zero. Not just a net figure, but a real figure of 000. And he's developing many things which are totally battery run, including 370 giant 70-ton trucks in his mines in Western Australia. So that's what I wanted to share with you. If it feels a bit disorganized, it's because I've got a notebook full of notes, and I'm trying to summarize it as efficiently as possible. And we ended, just before I came to record this, with warnings about public health. We are facing an extreme health vulnerability because of what's happening, because of the intense heat, because of the intense floods, and that's going to have enormous implications for those in positions of power and responsibility to maintain stability in their societies, something we at Thinking the Unthinkable have been warning about again for many years.